Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of the Steam Holiday Sale for 2011. It is December 28th, and we're going to look at what's on sale for today. There are some excellent games today. That is some excellent art. This is not an excellent game. Homefront was an interesting concept, a sort of World War III where America basically gets invaded and taken over, and you're playing some sort of liberation resistance. It didn't really work super well. The multiplayer, I think, is actually supposed to be half decent, although I don't know how many people are playing it, just because the game got trounced pretty poorly in reviews, and the single player is pretty sketchy, is very on rails type experience. Not a lot of people liked it. Two Worlds, I actually think I've heard some good things about this now that I remember. It's an RPG. Yeah, the problem is I don't know much about it, unfortunately. I can't say much. I know it's got kind of a weak score. That may be this particular game, but I think some people liked it pretty decently. Yeah, I can't say much about it. You have to check it out. The Tomb Raider franchise is on sale, and Tomb Raider games are actually pretty decent. Unfortunately, the problem with Tomb Raider is the marketing department. Marketing is always to blame for like 90% of all screw-ups in every field. And that includes Tomb Raider, where they just turned Lara Croft into a really interesting female Indiana Jones. So from that to a, set of breasts, basically, is what they turned this very strong female character into. Or what could have been a very strong female character. Now, that being said, the games are pretty decent, and I believe Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, which is a fairly recent release and diverges from the rest of the franchise by being a sort of isometric, almost Diablo-like game, like from viewpoint, not in terms of items, and apparently is pretty good, and is especially good co-op, because it is two-player co-op, and is apparently a very enjoyable experience that way. So definitely give it some serious consideration. It's very inexpensive, so yeah, just give it some thought. Section 8 Prejudice is apparently not too bad. It's a first-person shooter, multiplayer, co-op, which I always like to see. Various multiplayer modes with up to 40 players, from the extreme strategic play of Conquest to the hordes of robust AI opponents in Swarm. So that sounds pretty good. Some people don't like it because it does require games for Windows Live, which I do hate, so I understand people who sort of take that as a negative. That is a pretty cool intro, though. Maybe worth checking out. Very low price if you like shooters. Again, you might want to get a multi-pack. Assassin's Creed obviously is a very well-known set of games, extremely well-known. Now, it's not the whole thing that's on sale. It looks like just 1 and 2. No, Brotherhood is like 3, isn't it? So that's actually pretty good to have it be on sale. And you can grab the whole pack, of course, as well. Great reviews, great meta scores. Really interesting. I always thought these were just like sort of stealth assassination games, but there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot of strategy elements. I haven't played them myself, but finding out more about them, they are on my list of must-play games. And most people, I think everyone who's ever played this loves this game. So definitely put this in your pile of things to get. Hearts of Iron 3. So Hearts of Iron is a very deep sort of hardcore strategy game set in World War II. I'm pretty certain it's from the same people who brought you Europa Universalis. It's a very similar type of game, like lots of numbers and graphs and things like that. There's a world map and strategic play. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you can learn this game, it is unbelievably good. There is no better World War II simulation strategy game ever. Very deep. You can play any country. You can play as the big players. You can play as Germany or England or the United States. Or you can play as one of the smaller players like Canada or Antigua or something like that. And every country was basically involved in this in one form or another. So it's kind of an interesting and odd experience. What does victory represent if you play one of the smaller players? Ideally your whole alliance wins, but how much of a contribution are you going to present? Whereas if you're playing a big player, obviously there's going to be a lot to do. It is not a simple game, but it is a very good game if you can figure it out. and it's the sort of thing that you should be looking for Let's Plays online. I haven't done it. I haven't played it enough to really know the game. But, you know, assuming I had infinite time to learn it and then Let's Play it, sure, yeah. Next up, Dungeon Defenders. This is supremely fun. I have done a video for this. Very, 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 very fun game. Highly, highly recommend it. It is a up to 4-player co-op, many different character classes, tower defense slash hack and slash RPG type game. Hard to describe. Great aesthetics to it. Great cartoony graphics. Really, really wonderful. A deep sort of level up system. Competitive multiplayer scoreboards. It's just get it. It's just really, really good. Revenge of the Titans. This is pretty highly regarded, and I bought it back when it was like in beta and everything because I love tower defense games, which is what this is. Personally, couldn't really get into it, but that doesn't mean it's a fault of the game. It could just mean like my personal preference. A lot of people like it a lot, and it does, again, it has a great aesthetics, great sort of pixel art, cartooniness to it. Yeah, like that's a really good metascore for an indie game. It's super cheap. If you like tower defense games, definitely give it a try. But if you're only buying one game today, I gotta say, Spaz is probably it. Space Pirates and Zombies. This is, in many ways, a game I wanted to make myself. The arcadey version of my Syzygy game. This is basically it. It is a great indie space shooter strategy game. I don't know how to describe it. Resource building, a little bit of RTS elements. Like, you've got like solar systems that you can explore. You can go from solar system to solar system, and inside one you can go from planet to planet where the different objectives and different spaces. It is like an actiony shooter. You've got your main mothership that you can use to build more ships that escort you. You can change which ship you're controlling at any given time. So you can like you can build a sort of your group where you have like a big strong battle cruiser and some little fighters. And then you can decide at any moment, you can just hit a key and switch from controlling the big battle cruiser to using one of the agile little fighters if you feel like. There's no bonus or penalty to using either thing. You can direct your AI on little missions. You collect resources. There's some moderate diplomatic management that you have to do. Fan-freaking-tastic game. Like, what is... I can't believe it's only a 74 Metascore. That like literally doesn't tell you what the game is like. You know, maybe there's certain depth issues or something that aren't there. Maybe the replayability is not there. I don't know. But it's a stupendously good game, and you should buy it. That's what I'm going to say about Spaz. Serious Sam. So Serious Sam are the not-so-serious, utterly kind of over-the-top, very Doom-esque type shooters. And in fact, the original Serious Sams, especially like before you go into like the HD editions, the graphics were very that very 2.5D that the original sort of Doom 1, Doom 2, and Duke Nukem 3D games were like, and it's just like hordes and hordes of enemies, like non-stop flowing towards you, and it's not, you know, it's not one of these strategic type shooters. It's just a big old mess and tons of fun. Serious Sam, very, very awesome games. And okay, Machinarium, I don't know how to say it actually, but is a lovely adventure sort of puzzle game with beautiful art aesthetic to it. And yeah, it's an adventure game. So every little screen is sort of a puzzle, kind of a quirky little thing that you're trying to solve to accomplish stuff. I don't know. I've played it, some of it. Like, yeah, it's hard to describe. You can just see this video and sort of get a sense about what kind of puzzles you may be looking to solve. And it's just a beautiful, lovely game. You can even buy the soundtrack, which is fantastic. Dead Space and Dead Space 2. These are often when people talk about things like, oh, you like Amnesia? Well, then you should try Dead Space. It is a creepy game in an abandoned space station type place. There is weapons, like it's well, it's not first person. I think it's like third person over the shoulder type thing. I don't know how to describe it, but it's very, very, very well regarded. Strategically dismember the enemies, zero gravity, uncover the horrific truth of this shocking thriller. Great story. So semi-RPG, semi-shooter, semi-just great story, semi-kind of creepy. Good game. very much recommended. A lot of good stuff today, guys. Check it out and get out your wallets. There are some amazing deals here. Lots of good things to buy. That's all I got to say about that. See you next time.